Get into round three. Round three, Zolzol. Zolzol is typically not a Lurrus player. Zolzol, I think, is usually a Bazaar player. Hollowvine in Survival, if I remember correctly. So we'll have to see if they adapted. Nope. So at this situation, I really would put Zol on Hollowvine, Dredge, or Bazaar. In which case, turn 1 Lavinia with Daze backup is very good. Obviously, No Rod is bad here, but this is how this happens when you put a No Rod in your deck. So I think I'm going to keep it off the power of Lavinia plus Daze on turn 1 versus typically a Bazaar strategy, which are weak to Lavinias. It makes sense. A reasonable way to play. So what we don't want to see here is Squee and Vengevine. Anything else is fine. Hollow one's a little awkward, but when you get a Lurrus out, it matches the Hollow one really well. All right, so we didn't see Squee or Vengevine, and this should be really, really good for us. Should be very, very good for us. I guess I should have sequenced this in a different order to play around. I guess there's no, never mind. I lied. All right, so I'm going to play this, and then opponent will force it, and I will daze it, and then opponent will not be able to cast spells for the rest of the game. They will only be able to recur Vengevines. If a Lavinia resolves against, oh, they have a misdirection. All right, we got 4 cards from our opponent, so not terrible. And we can recur this Lavinia in 3 turns, I guess. So opponent had to use 4 cards there, not bad. Yeah, this deck is an abomination for sure. They found their hollowed one off their one thing. All right, it's pretty good. But that shouldn't clock us fast enough. We should be able to should we deadweight the hollowed one? Yeah, I guess why not, dude? Deadweight your hollow one. Upkeep looking for Vengevines, no Vengevines, and no Squeeze. So this turn we have the ability to cast Lurrus. They won't be able to counter it, so they won't be able to interact with it after it resolves. And then on the next turn we'll be able to play a Lavinia, and we'll shut them off from all spells. And then we should be in the clear after that. So this game should be good. I think our matchup is pretty good. But Hollowvine is a deck that is like very explosive. So if opponent were to like Bazaar and put 2 Vengevines and play 2 hollow ones, I'm gonna die. Very nice. Very nice. So against our opponent, we want to bring in Wasteland and Tormod's Crypt. And we want to board out the Null Rod. And the deadweight is typically not actually very good. We would rather have a Swords to Plowshares here. And I actually don't think you want to play combo plan at all, really. Vamp is still good because it finds your Wasteland targets, but 4, 3, 4. I still want Reanimate. I think I still want Yogwill. I definitely want all of my Dazes. I feel like we can like cut a Therapy and a Bobble or something. I guess I hate Misstep in this matchup. I don't think Misstep is very good. So I would rather have the full Bobbles and just cut a Therapy and a Misstep. Misstep counters Basking Rootwalla, but Basking Rootwalla is completely irrelevant, so excuse me. I think we'll go like this. And we try to play a more controlling game plan. Our matchup is fairly good because we do play 5 Wasteland effects against Bazaar. So. And then we have the ability to recur Graveyard Hate with our Lurrus. as well as recur Lavinias with our Lurrus. So I'm pretty happy about how this matchup lines up. Yeah, we have a Wasteland, so we snap keep our hand. We also have a bunch of other cool things. If opponent like puts a Vengevine in the yard, and then we can maybe reanimate it or something. Oh, they just powdered away 2 Vengevines though. They also powdered away 2 traps, which is good too. It's been a long time since I played a Wasteland deck, and boy, does playing a Wasteland deck against Bazaar feel good. Sphinx of Foresight has been revealed. Opponent will scry 3 on the upkeep. You with that do. All right, so opponent has scryed 3. They went 2 bottom, 1 top. Bazaar of Baghdad. Activate Bazaar. What do you hit? What do you have? Unlikely to get Vengevine with 2 Vengevines already gone. But we could still see some squeeze. Let's see what happens. What we're really hoping for is not like multiple hollow ones, right? So Serum Powder, Basking Rootwalla, with Rootwalla on the stack once upon a time. Okay, so they must have drawn once upon a time. Interesting. They found a hollowed one off their once upon a time. It's pretty strong. No, what we're doing is snap wastelanding this Bazaar. Hopefully there's not 2, they had 2 hollow ones, chat. All right, well, that is what their deck does. It's going to be quite a challenge to beat 2 hollowed ones. Let's see if we can do it. Now, do we cast Gataxian Probe? That's another question here. We go to 18, we take 9. Oh, Gataxian Probe's a really bad card to cast. Really bad card to cast. I feel like we can't Gataxian Probe here. So it's just as perfectly enough. So let's take a look at what our opponent is left with. A Sphinx of Foresight, so they probably have a Force of Will. They have Force of Will and Sphinx of Foresight left in their hand. See, we built our own Gataxian Probe. We're just gonna get rid of this Bazaar, and then we're gonna have to try to figure a way to not die to this, which I don't exactly know how we're ever going to do, but I guess it would probably involve somehow getting the Force of Will out of our opponent's hand. That's a good start. Pearl's a great draw. And then jamming Lurrus. Oh man, it's gonna be a rough one. So we know they have 9 damage in play, but we can negate some of that with a Lurrus. And then they have a Force of Will in their hand as well. So it's likely what we're gonna... They have another Bazaar? Opponent is very powerful magician. We drew a Daze, though. We drew a Daze, though. So what we could do is jam a Lavinia, Daze the Force. That gives us another turn, and then on the next turn we look to do some kind of dark ritual line. Ooh, not yet, but we can get there. We currently don't have the ability to beat 2 4/4s, which is why I specifically said we don't really want them to cast 2 4/4s. Alright, so this will get forced, and then we will daze it. And this will stop the Rootwalla for a second, and then on our next turn we need to construct some kind of play which lets us continue playing Magic. But I think we have... I think we have the ability to continue playing this game, so let's try. Hopefully they put like a Vengevine in their yard, and then I can reanimate it. I guess I won't be able to reanimate it because I'll be at 7 life. Sorry, I'll be at 4 life. So I guess we're more likely to be reanimating Squee. No. Yeah, we've got a bunch of outs. All of our powerful restricted cards are very good here. And we have the ability to play some dudes and have them block. So, all right. So we could ritual for a Lurrus and recur a Bobble. And then we have the ability to double block. Can we double block and reanimate? No. We could play double Dark Confidant. Double block one Hollow one. They could just pass the turn and see if we die. But I don't actually think that's... that might be going too far. It's possible. Can't really get probe, and we can't really reanimate. So we really don't have that many options besides Ritual Lurrus Bobble and Ritual Bob Bob. Like, technically, I guess we could Gataxian Probe this turn if we were going to go with the Lurrus line. Because we'll be able to survive. They still can't really attack with Rootwalla in the Lurrus line. We just won't really be able to play Bob. We block, double block, we take 5. We single block. We take 4 and we gain 3, so we go down to 2. They lose a Hollow one, we lose both. We play a Bob. I don't think we're likely to die off double Bob, but we could definitely die off double Bob, obviously. We might be likely to die. I didn't do the math. I think I'm gonna go with Probe, Bobble, Probe Lurrus line. This gives me a lot of other... Oh my fucking god. Are you shitting me? I feel like... I guess we have Lavinia, so it's probably not a big deal, chat, but it still tilts me. Literally a potato has the right idea, but... Alright. I just can't, like, that sounds like the perfect sequence of cards for my opponent to have, right? Alright. I could change the follower goal to be numbers. Source, visual... I don't even know if I can. Whatever, I'm leaving it as percentage. I like the percentage now that you pointed it out. I want to draw it on their turn in case I draw Swords to Plowshares. Yes, I'm aware it's not perfect because I have a Lavinia. I get that. Not ideal. All right, so opponent can't attack with all 3 because then I block root wall. I guess they can't attack with all 3. Fuck. Maybe I made a mistake then. I didn't think that through. That went down to 1. I felt like there was a high upside to casting Probe, but I could be wrong. Maybe I was just supposed to just play Lurrus. Interesting. Maybe that was wrong then. I just felt like I wasn't winning the game by playing Double Bob or by just playing Lurrus, so I felt like I wanted to probe and like see if I could concoct something differently. But this is just gonna get me killed because I have to just double chump now. If they know how to do combat math, I have to just double chump. I guess they could be wary of a Swords to Plowshares and not attack all. In which case I can double block and live, which would be really nice. I guess I can't double block and live. I only go to 4. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe casting Probe seems like real bad. Casting Probe seems really bad here. So they went with the correct attack line. We have to just double jump. We're pretty dead. I don't have tendrils in my deck, so I don't even have like solid outs anymore. I have a wasteland too. Yeah. All right. Well, what did double Bob look like? Not great. Opponent had a good set of draws for this game for sure. Double Bob wouldn't have killed me, but would have gotten us to a Swords to Plowshares. We would have still been wastelanded, so we would have been able to Swords and Ritual. I guess we wouldn't be able to Ritual because they have probably have a trap at that point. Interesting. I still don't think we're supposed to be playing Tendrils in this matchup. Maybe we are. Maybe we just want to try to play a long game sometimes. Oh, I would lose my Bobs anyways, so I wouldn't be able to get the Swords. I think we played fine. Maybe we do just want to have the ability to Tendrils and just like not fuck around with a Thoughtseize. Just like be able to have an out. I guess we kind of want the seal for hollow ones. Is that a fair statement? It seems like a stretch, but maybe it's fine. I really just like don't think therapy is very good. They just have so many different counter spells, right? Yeah, maybe the correct line was Lurrus no probe. It just felt like it wasn't a winning line, so I wanted to probe and like up my chances. This is sweet. We have a wasteland. We have a bit too much mana, but whatever. I'm never gonna say no to wasteland versus Hollowvine. That deck is very fragile, but they could always put 14 power into play on turn 1, so very vintage. Graveyard Hate isn't exactly the same as it is against Dredge, right? Like, you really only want Graveyard Hate for Squee Recursion and Vengevine triggers. And Squee Recursion is actually dealt with by Wasteland because you've gotten rid of their Bazaar, so the Squees don't do anything. So, Graveyard Hate is not actually the same versus Hollow One as it is versus Dredge. I'd love to see what the opponent is working with, though. They have Vengevine. I already have a Memnite. Have a Wasteland. Wow. It's a good hand. It's a good hand. So we have the answer, but they also have their... They have answers to everything, so... Classic Vengevine. They got a Squee as well, and they pitched their Wasteland, but they didn't find another creature. We know 3 of their 5, and we don't actually, have to crack our Scalding Tarn, which is quite good. Hey, look, Graveyard Hate, chat. It's gonna eat our Force of Will, I guess, but I guess that's fine. I'm gonna do it before playing Wasteland. I want them to be like, maybe it's fine because I have a Bazaar. Maybe? Or maybe I'm not actually sure if I would rather play the Wasteland and have them be like, I don't have a Bazaar, so this Torment script doesn't do as much. Do I want them to force this? I don't really know. Like I said, we have the Wasteland to beat the Squee, but I guess we... Oh, that just resolved. Alright, well, I'm just gonna get rid of your... I guess I don't need to do it right away. Returning the Squee doesn't really do much unless they draw another Bazaar. Alright, down. Do I Tormod's Crypt here just to get rid of the... Yeah, I feel like I just do. This also gets rid of the Petrified Field lines. So I think this is good. They just have another Bazaar! Oh, alright. It's just really fucking good. Okay, alright. Hollowvine is a is a frustrating one to play against for sure. It's a good thing I crypt it for sure. That's why opponent didn't Tormod, I guess. I mean, if opponent had a second Bazaar, they would have forced the Tormod's Crypt, right? I guess they don't know I'm gonna Wasteland, and maybe they just drew Bazaar for turn. I don't know. Kind of interesting. All right, I mean, we're still in pretty good shape here. Like, opponent still has Force, and they found a Chalice on 0. Glad we brought in our Seal of Cleansing, I guess. So that removes the ability for me to Tormod's Crypt over and over again. They still have Force of Will. Oh, we drew Ritual. Interesting. Unfortunately, we can't replay our Tormod's Crypt, so there's really not much reason to Ritual. We'll just play our Dark Confidant and see if it gets Force of Willed. Which I doubt it would. Like, you have to hold the Force of Will for the cat, right? Hit you with that doo-doo, doo-doo, doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. Alright. See what opponent does here. They still have Force Mindbreak Trap. They just pass with the ability to Force Mindbreak Trap, and we'll just start drawing cards. We drew a Daze, very nice. Drawing a Daze is very, very nice. So we can just, I don't want to attack with Dark Confidant because I don't want to get Root Walled. So I think we just jam Lurrus and then Daze. Pretty sick to me. Opponent has to have double Force. Alright, so now they can't Root Wall at me, which is good. Yo, Breva, long time no see. Hope everything's going well. Hope everyone's safe and healthy. I'm doing great. I'm having a lot of fun. This is some of the best Magic's ever been, I think. Vintage has been, at least since I've been playing. Obviously, it's a very short time compared to everyone else, but I'm having a blast. All right, so Force pitching Mindbreak Trap, which they know we're going to Daze. I know you've been working hard, right? The upside for our opponent is we can't return our Tormod's Crypt, but the downside is we have a Lurrus. Which is a significant downside. Casting Crypt wouldn't be a great idea. It doesn't really do anything though. But like, they could technically Mindbreak Trap it, and then if I were ever to remove the Chalice, I wouldn't have a Tormod's Crypt in my yard. So 12-hour study sessions. I don't know if I could ever do that. Just activate Crypt with Chalice on the stack. Get them. Got some solid lines from chat today. So they found a Squee, which is really good for the opponent. It's going to turn their Bazaar into Faithless Looting. Set of card disadvantage, but we have an extra Underground Sea every turn. Snapcaster Mage. All we have off of Snapcaster Mage is Gataxian. Oh, they're going to Surgical my Wasteland. A solid play. Unfortunately, I can't snap this Daze back because that's not how, or can I? I don't have enough blue sources. Almost. Actually, I could snap back this Daze if I hadn't pulled an Underground Seed in my hand, right? I could Dark Ritual, snap Daze. So I guess I'll have I will have snap Daze available after this card gets drawn. Yeah, all right, you got my Wastelands. Pretty good. Pretty good. June 9th. Nice. Awesome. Nat draw the Strip Mine. That'd be a powerful play. I guess I'm just gonna leave up Snap Daze. Seems very good. I don't think they really have removal spells to kill Lurrus, so I don't really think there's a need to play the Caracas. So Reba stole my Teferi. I saw that in Reba chat and I was like, that's fucking hilarious. They found a second Squee. Well, my clock doesn't change by playing my Snapcaster Mage, so I don't really see a reason to. We hit a Demonic Tutor. That should be lethal. We just Demonic Tutor for Time Walk and win. And they only have one card, so they can't even do anything about it. Alright, got there, chat. As long as we don't take 19 off our Bob. Very cool. Very cool. Yes, I agree. Skepticism. I agree with what you're saying, because Karn and Mystic Forge are both restricted. The Zerta decks in Vintage are much worse. Very hard to build, and I think they're not very good. Ice Cold Bath, appreciate the sub, tier 1 sub. Thanks for supporting the stream. I hope you enjoy the Lurrus, PO, and powerful emotes. Skeptimus TCG. Skeptimus CG. Skeptimus CCG. Got him. We figured it out, chat. We figured it out, chat. Very cool. I do think that this matchup is pretty good with 5 Wasteland effects. So, but it's a very powerful deck that can put tons and tons of power in turn 1, and I don't have a balance in my deck, so I can't really beat tons and tons of power on turn 1.